The Axial SCX10 CJ7 is back and better than ever. And I think many other people were really disappointed when Axial pulled the plug on this model after a relatively short period of time, especially considering that this is arguably the best SCX10 model they've made. But turns out the old CJ wasn't gone forever, just took a brief hiatus so Axial could make some improvements to this thing. Changes are minimal, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because this was great to start with. We get some more modernized electronics and we get this new Laredo trim, plus a few other things that I'll go over in this video. Now I've done lots of CJ7 content on this red one here after I bought this last year. So if you want a deeper dive into this truck, you can check those videos that I will link in the description down below. But in this video, we're just gonna hit the highlights of this truck. I'll go over the key features of the model and we'll dive into some of the changes of it. And we're gonna spend plenty of time out on the rocks at my favorite crawling spot so we can see this in action. Let's take a look at the box that the CJ comes in. Here's the big box here. This shows the new color that this comes in, the Laredo trim. On the side here, you can see the two colors that this does come in. So we've dropped the kind of blue and gray model, still have the red one, but we do get this new Laredo, this kind of copperish one. Here you can see the red one there as well. Overview of the key features here that we'll go over in more depth in a minute. Inside the box, we get our owner's manual, we get a quick start guide, we also get our radio. We get some tools and accessories here, so we get your basic tools. We also get accessories to put a light bar on this. Here is the radio that we get. So we get the Spectrum SLT3 radio. This has the green button on it, which indicates it's part of the newest set of electronics that have been released by Spectrum. We have this rocker switch here, which is pre-programmed to operate the dig function on the transmission of this truck out of the box. Now let's take a look at the truck itself. So I am thrilled to get my hands on this Laredo model here. This kind of copperish orange color looks so good in person. The Laredo trim was kind of like the higher end version of the CJ7, and they've incorporated some of those features here. We've got the chrome grille, nice chrome wheels, Laredo badging on the hood here. Other than those Laredo trim details, not much has changed on the exterior of this truck, which is great because it looks fantastic. The proportions on this truck are excellent, although it is big. This is more like an 8 scale rather than a 10 scale, but they've done a really great job with the aesthetics and the proportions of the CJ. Lots of great licensing throughout this. We got Gen-Right Stinger front bumper, Gen-Right rock sliders, body armor, high clearance rear bumper with the D-rings on it. Licensed chrome raceline beadlock wheels. These are an actual beadlock wrapped in fully licensed Mickey Thompson Baja Boss tires. I love the look of these tires. These are a very popular tire in the one-to-one rock crawling segment. They're a little stiff on this truck. I wonder how they would fare out with a softer insert. I might try that because I really like the aesthetic of these tires and the scaled details that they provide. We get this nice rugged molded cage on here. There are options for a light bar and some light pods here ready to go. Folding mirrors, which are nice. In the event that you fall over, you've got plenty of flexibility here so you don't snap those off. Functional headlights, so you get the headlights and you also get the running lights down here. We get functional taillights in the rear. We get a flat kind of deck lid here in the back with some stickers to try to add some detail. The interior on this is very cool. So the doors do open. You take one pin out, you can access the interior. We've got a very detailed interior on this. Stickered floor mats, bucket seats, steering wheel, detailed center console with stickers on the gauge clusters and everything. The center console opens as well. There we go. So you got a nice compartment there. You can throw your magazines, your scale, coffee cups, or whatever you got in there. Latches nice and tight. With the body off, it looks very familiar underneath here, but there are some other changes that are not so easily identified. Starting up front here with the chassis mounted servo, this does have some revised gears, utilizing steel instead of brass like the previous version. We retain the 2-speed capable transmission. It is locked in the single speed now, but it does have the option to put a servo in there to have a 2-speed functioning transmission, which is awesome. Dig unit already pre-installed, ready to go. 2 battery trays here for different sizes, full-size pack in the rear, shorty on the slider here. On the passenger side slider, here's some of the most noteworthy changes. Gone is the 2-in-1 receiver and ESC combo. Now we've got this separate speed controller here, and we've got our SR515 receiver inside this watertight case. Now this is great for upgrading and changing things up down the line. You'll be able to add accessories to it. You can upgrade your radio very easily. You can bind this right up to, say, a higher end Spectrum radio like this DX Rugged and open up a lot more functionality with that separate receiver. Also, if you want to go brushless, much easier to overhaul your electronics and go for a more higher performance setup. 35 turn brush motor underneath that molded engine cover here. Underneath it, still retain the steel C-channel chassis that we're familiar with. We've got big 6mm stainless steel links front and back. Gone is the adjustment hole in these and replaced by this flat spot on these links to get your turnbuckle wrench on for adjustment. Gives it a much better scale look in my opinion. 4-link suspension setup in the rear, 3-link with a panhard bar up front, plastic slider style drive shafts. Metal panhard bar up front. This is not the adjustable panhard bar that we've seen in later SCX10 III models, but it is metal nonetheless. And adjustable aluminum bodied coilover shocks at all 4 corners. So I think that's going to do it for the highlights and the key features on this truck. Looks great, looks fantastic with the red version here. Now let's do some performance tests before we hit the trails. Steering angle on these AR45 straight axles is pretty good out of the box at 45 degrees. The CJ's also got good articulation right at 14, say 13.5, 14 on the RTI at nice performance just about. About the side hill, I gotta be ready to catch this thing when it goes. How am I gonna do this? Still learning how to implement the 10 scale setup table. See if I can do this without breaking something. It's a lot heavier than the 24s. Things lean in. That body's tall, it sits up tall here, 35. It's 40. Oh, say 42 on the side hill. So I'm actually really impressed with the weight bias on the CJ out of the box. We were at 56% front, 44% rear. This is without the battery in it. On the rocks with the CJ at my favorite place, crawler heaven. Beautiful day here. We finally got some nice weather. It's almost 63 degrees, fantastic. Great way to ring out the old CJ here. Hooper's got the top off. I figured Hooper was a great driver given our proximity to where Jaws was filmed.
Stop playing with yourself, Hooper.
I wish Axial would have addressed what I think is the biggest pain point on this truck, which is the body mounting system. The pins in the front and the rear are extremely difficult to get at. It's cumbersome to get the body on and off. I also find that the wires in the front get ripped off and sandwiched against the fake motor cover. As you can see, it's my very first time even turning this on. It's already broke the wire light to that front fog light there, which is unfortunate. I'll have to solder that when I get home, but that's my biggest complaint with this truck. Glad that they addressed the electronics, which is nice, but desperately need a clipless body system with this thing. Let's check out the dig functionality here, which comes pre-installed, ready to go in this truck. See if I can do this one-handed. I'm gonna try to make a swing here to come down this drop off. There we go, nice. I love this orange or this copper. Looks so good out in the sun. I like the red from the previous generation, but this Laredo trim is really nice. Struggling here if I can send it. Notice those Mickey Thompsons are getting caked with dirt and sand here and not clearing out like I would hope. It's really hurting me here traction wise. I thought about leaving these tires on to keep the scale license details of it, but they're not going to work in our muddy springtime conditions here, I don't think. Let's head over and hit some of my favorite lines here. Still got a bunch of snow on the ground, but we got plenty to play on. Running this on 3S, I've got a shorty pack on the driver's side slider. It's my favorite position to help keep that center of gravity down low. Good turning radius on that. There you go. See how caked those tires are. Had to work it up that slick spot, but we made it. I did find with these tires after my initial CJ7 drive that you go nice and slow and they seem to find traction. They like to go slow and eventually they'll find grip. And when they do, they hook hard. But it's just being patient, picking your lines, and being strategic about where you put those things. I'm in trouble here. Oh, good driving, Hooper. I'm so glad they brought the CJ back. When this was discontinued, I was heartbroken. I was very glad that I bought one before it was discontinued, but it went away so quick. So I'm super pumped that it's back. I think a lot of customers will be too. This is such a good model. And it's great that we got the 2-speed transmission in this again, just like the old SCX10s that we're used to with the Jeep Gladiators and the Wranglers. If you want to make this a 2-speed, very easy to do so. Love that additional functionality. So with the dig and the 2-speed, there's a lot of functionality in this drivetrain. You combine that with the scale looks. This is a great truck. Slow crawl is good. Again, running on 3S with factory electronics. A little jumpy, but not terrible. Very good for out of the box. Oh, through there. In the hole right there, that rear tire. There we go. Let's see if I can do the dig here. There we go. Nice. I'm gonna hang on. Oh, I do feel the height of that body for sure on this thing. There we go. There's a really gnarly uphill climb there that I just had to hand and got it, and bicycle bridge is partially collapsed. So we're gonna take a truncated run around the course here. Then we might go hit some trails. See the sun catch that chrome grill every now and then. Oh, this is so good. This is a nasty decline here too. Let's see if we can do this without flipping. Oh my goodness. Who knew Hooper could drive so good? Oh. Holy, what a battle. I was not leaving there till I made that. Just shift gears a little bit, head up to the trails to close this out. This is really where this thing's gonna shine. Not a hardcore rock crawler right out of the box. It has good DNA and it's got lots of potential, but the taller body, relatively slippery tires, hurt us out of the box, but doesn't take much to get it there. And the looks of it are so good. It's where it really shines out here on the trails. It looks so legit. That full interior, the proportions of it, this is just such a good looking truck. There its tires go, nice. I'm gonna get up through this section and then call it a day as far as filming goes. Daylight's fleeting, and I'm gonna enjoy the rest of the evening out here. Just the driving experience, which I have so missed. It feels so good to get back out here. Seasonal depression is real, and I can feel my soul rejuvenating as I'm out here. So I'm gonna keep enjoying it. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you liked the return of the CJ7 as much as I do. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts, but I will head back to the bench and wrap this up there for you guys. All right, guys, I am super pumped to have the CJ7 back in the Axial lineup, and I'm really pumped that they didn't change a whole lot. We still get the 2-speed capable transmission. We retain all of the great looking exterior components of this, plus some modernized electronics that are gonna make this easier to modify and customize down the line. I've had a great time modifying this red one here, and I'm looking forward to starting a brand new build with the Laredo trim. I've got a pile of new mods coming for this. I got some locked up RC wheels. I got a bunch of scale accessories to go on this. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So expect some more follow-up content on the new CJ7. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think of the new revised CJ7? This is available to order now and should be hitting hobby shops soon. I will put a link in the description on where you can order one of these up for yourself. And as always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you in the next video.